All right, and moving on, a federal judge in Florida has dismissed a $15 billion defamation lawsuit filed by President Donald Trump against the New York Times, calling the legal complaint more of a political statement than a legal document. Well, U.S. District Judge Stephen Merriday tossed out the 85-page lawsuit that he termed tedious and burdensome and filled with rhetoric that had no place in a legal proceeding. The judge gave Trump 28 days to refile a trimmed-down version of his complaint. Trump's lawsuit had named 4 New York Times journalists and cited several articles and one book that was published in 2020, which examined his finances and business background. Well, Trump said the media house pushed a negative narrative against him. Now, on the other hand, the media house said that Trump's lawsuit lacked merit and is instead an attempt to intimidate independent journalism. On Friday, Trump lashed out at a reporter in the Oval Office, calling her really obnoxious when she attempted asking him about his plans on sending the National Guard troops to Memphis to combat crime.
Quiet. You're really obnoxious.
I'm not obnoxious, but I'm trying to ask you, what about your plans
you are
for
really
Memphis?
Obnoxious.
I'm not obnoxious, but I am asking, what are your plans for Memphis? Many people want
I'm not going to talk to you until I call on you.
Well, he branded ABC News chief White House correspondent Jonathan Karl guilty and a terrible reporter after being questioned about his claim of defending free speech.
The reason I'm winning is because you're guilty, John. You're guilty. ABC is a terrible network, a very unfair network, and you should be ashamed of yourself. NBC is equally bad. I don't know who's worse. I think they're equally bad. And, you know, for you to stand there and act so innocent and ask me a question like that. But look, you paid a big price because you were dishonest, John. The reason I won that lawsuit was because you were dishonest. You were proven to be dishonest. And so you can't sit back and just say, oh, well, what do you think? You know, like you're some wonderful person. You're not a wonderful person. Frankly, you're a terrible reporter. You know it, and so do I.
Well, in another interaction with the reporter, the U.S. president defended Israel against charges of genocide in Gaza, saying that genocide was committed on the 7th of October in 2023 when Hamas attacked and killed civilians in Israel.
Remember this, you can't forget October 7th either. People are forgetting October 7th. They forget it too quickly. That was one of the worst days in world history. It was the most evil attack that I think you could really say babies were involved, little babies were involved, and having their heads chopped off and all of the things that took place. You can't forget that. I don't forget.
Elsewhere, when asked about hostages still held by Hamas, Trump told reporters that young people can tolerate more and do not just die.
It's very terrible. And, you know, we have very close to 40 bodies that are included in the whole thing. But we have 20, probably 20 that are living. It might be a little bit less because a couple of things. Look, young people don't die, okay? They just don't die. And they can take a lot, but a lot of people died in these horrible tunnels. They're mostly in the tunnels. I know a lot about it.
Well, that's not all. Trump has also sued ABC News and CBS News' 60 Minutes, both of which were settled out of court by the news organization's parent companies. In July, he sued the Wall Street Journal and media mogul Rupert Murdoch after the newspaper published a story reporting on his ties to the convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.